want crazy? Have a bit of crazy. It is Le Mans, and it is the grand finale of the Sidecar World Championship, the 8th and final round, and where else but the Great Bugatti circuit. Yeah, well, ready to boogie right now are the Birchall brothers from Mansfield, and this is what they're facing: 18 laps of the Type 1. Yeah, watch out for that first corner, because it is going to be something of a squeeze. There's a lot at stake here. The men who lead the championship, yeah, Adolf Hani and Pekka Baivarinta, they are sharing that front row with the brothers Birchall, Tom and Ben. Crowds are going to love this. It might be something a little bit out of the box as far as they're concerned. Waiting, of course, here live on Motors TV for the 24-hour bike race. Right now, we've got 18 laps of sheer mayhem. I'm Carlton Kirby. Alongside me is Terry Reimer. Terry, I love this.
It is amazing. I've got to say, you know, these boys on the sidecars, they do push, I tell you. And then to be a passenger, I've got to take my hat off to them, because I would not do this. You know, I've done some dangerous things in my time, but I wouldn't mind riding one. Wouldn't mind having a go riding one, actually. It'd be quite good fun. But to actually be a passenger in one of these things, especially if you was driving, it'd be even worse.
Well, you wouldn't want me as a passenger, because I think the swing of the weight would not be great. Ashley Hawes, we'll catch sight of him. He's on row 2. Fantastic competitor as well. He is passenger to Jörg Steinhausen of Steinhausen Racing. And we have Delanoy along with Laurel sharing that row in the team stand 72.
Yeah, just looking at the number 16 chair of Birchall Racing Brothers coming in. These boys are from Mansfield, and what was he calling them earlier on?
Mansfield Metal. Yeah, absolutely. Look at that, absolutely glorious machine. LCR Suzuki, specially built, and they come into this with a little bit of work to do. Fingers kind of crossed for them, and maybe just a cross mark as well on the men who lead the championship, because 20 points separate them at the top, so they've got to win. Carries 25 points, don't forget, the Birchall brothers. That's Ben and Tom. If they can do just that. Tom's the passenger, by the way. Ben is the pilot, as they say over here. Look at that. It does look like a space rocket, doesn't it? Magnificent.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Steinhausen Racing the machine. Beautiful, isn't it? It's still got the BMW engine, and powered by BMW. It's very sleek, isn't it?
Absolutely glorious. That is Jo Steinhausen. It does look like a bit of a rocket ship. I think of all of them, it's possibly the cleanest looking out there. But we'll see how they roll. He is going in. He's third qualified ahead of Team Seb. Here we go.
These are the leaders of the World Championship.
Oh, well, they're not the leaders as far as the grid is concerned. Second place behind the Birchall brothers, who hit an amazing run of form, to be honest. And it will all be about the 16 sidecar. This is Team Stan Seb, Delanoy and Lavorel, fourth quickest qualifiers, just ahead of the 99 sidecar of Team Makula, which again heavily erred towards the Finns once more. A lot of Finns here, Germans and the Brits. They kind of make up everything. Do not forget the Swiss. Oh no, they can wave their flag very, very highly indeed. Team Makula, it's Petri who is the rider, and Timo Cartiala is his passenger. He looks like a big lad as well to be carrying around the circuit here. But then again, it's agility that counts. It doesn't matter how agility, it's how you use it.
That's right, agility. Also, a lot of the teams using Suzuki engines, and now they don't give the best outright power of the Suzuki engine, but they have got a really good mid-range. I know that because I've ridden a lot of the Suzuki GSX R1000s, and they do give good mid-range power. So, and mid-range power is quite important on it. Well, it's very important on the sidecars, because you're carrying two people, and you need that extra punch off the turn.
Absolutely, it's about delivering the power whenever you can. Looking at the team Stoyer, this is Benny Stoyer and Geert Kurtz as well. They've got their own designs on this in terms of championship and moving further forward. The young Dutch team, they are only youngsters, steadily getting good results as well. Good points for the championship they're looking for, and you never know, they might just close up when it comes to the title race. Just to remind you once again then, it is the Finns who qualified second quickest behind the Birchalls that lead the championship. They lead the Birchalls by 20 points. There's 25 up for grabs, but I think just a finish podium today, if they manage to finish on the podium, the FIM, they should get.
I think if they finish in the top 10 and the Birchals win it, they're still going to be winning the championship. But the Birchals have had a fantastic run of form, haven't they? They've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6 of races they've won. The last 6 races they've won. So they had 2 DNFs before that, which has really cost them this championship so far.
We've got Scott Laurie as well, and James Neve, let's not forget, a little bit further back down the grid. So a sighting lap then for the men who like to squeal. Just listen to the sound of these engines as they hit the, quicker time through La Chapelle and Musée. But when they come round and take this on for the first time, it's going to be hell for leather.
That's right, all breaking down into the Dunlop chicane and breaking into this corner. He comes through the Dunlop right-hander. Just looking at the qualifying now, you see...
Birchall's on pole, then comes Stenhauer Racing in second place at the moment. It's Suzuki Finland, Pekka and Adolf leading off row 3, so slight adjustment here to the start. Sebastian also sharing that second row. Looking further back down through the order, watch out as well for Sam Christie and Jean Ego in the 17 machine, a little bit further back, also with championship ideals, I think, hoping to move forward. Scott and James just a little bit further back, but Tom and Ben are your men on pole for today.
Yeah, so they'll be out on this warm-up lap, just trying to get some heat into the tyres, generate some heat into them tyres, so when they go into the first corner, the Dunlop chicane, that they'll be nice and ready, and plenty of grip, and be able to brake really nice and late. But there's not a lot of room around this. Quite a narrow circuit, really, for a World Championship circuit. Le Mans can be narrow, quite narrow in one place, in certain places, and one line in certain places as well, especially this part of the circuit here, going through the chicane, going in just before the S Bleu, which is just coming up on us now, which is a right-hander, which is quite banked actually. It's a nice corner on a silo machine. Don't know what it's like on a sidecar, but looks like it's great. You see the passengers clambering all over the sidecar. It's fantastic. It must get a sweat on them guys.
Well, the counterbalance is such an important thing. The passenger is almost, some say, especially the passengers, the most important part of the double act, because there's got to be a lot of trust, almost a symbiotic relationship between the driver and indeed, I always want to say rider, but it's actually a driver when it comes to the sidecar. Yeah. So we look forward to it. Yeah, the counterbalance and just how agile your passenger is. And indeed, that sort of unspoken relationship between you. There's a lot of practice involved just in getting the relationship sorted out.
Yeah, you've got to have such an understanding and trust in your driver. You know, you must have so much trust. It's amazing, really. And yeah, it's cool stuff. I'm really looking forward to this race, actually.
Me too. So fingers crossed. I'm allowed to say for the Birchall brothers. Yeah, I think I'm allowed to say.
They need some luck, don't they? They need some luck.
They do.
You know, they can win this race, but they really need a DNF from the leaders. And
well, we're not wishing ill fortune on anybody, but
no.
Personally speaking, I'd just love to see Tom and Ben come to the fore, or Ben and Tom, if we take the man who's twisting the grip first, and away they go. Well, you'll see various kind of styles of start here, but that's a drop back right from the very off, I'm afraid. Stenhauer Racing just getting caught out, and they're hitting it right now. This is a big squeeze point.
Birchall's have got the whole shot there into the Dunlop chicane first. Whoa, we got a spinner there and a turnover. Look at that. That was a big accident.
It was. We've got a man underneath as well. He's going to try and just release him from underneath. He's trapped underneath. They need marshals there.
That's not good.
That is not good. I'm hoping that he's going to be okay. First corner, we said it was a bit of a squeeze point, and the Birchalls are clean away here, nice and tidy. Safest place to be, it seems, is out front. I guess that's the gift that good qualifying gets you.
That's right, yeah, you see the Birchalls, they are quick, and just have a look up the inside there with...
That's the Steinhauser and the BMW. Had a quick look, shows you what drive he's getting in the right part.
Well, the BMW is a faster engine top speed, so you'll see that towards the end of the long straights, the BMW should be stronger. It's a more slippery chair as well. You can see the actual aerodynamics of that Sidecar has looked better than the Virtual Brothers one. So you can just see there in second place.
Yeah, it's actually just seems to be a little bit better set, if I'm allowed to say that. So Virtual Racing, Ben and Tom out front with the 16 machine right now. Look at this. Well, we said you've got to have good relations where you don't get any closer than brothers. And look at that. Absolutely superb counterbalancing. Far over. Oh, that was just a case in point. Real benchmark stuff being set here. And that's what you'd expect. And look at that. One corner and suddenly you pick up two sidecars, 2 lengths.
But 1 foot's holding onto the side of that sidecar. If he slips off there, he'll end up going flying off the track. And the next corner that the rider goes into will actually turn over like the sidecar we just see just earlier on going into the first corner. This Dunlop corner here is about 150 miles an hour going into there, so you could imagine rider and passenger just going at really high speeds. We've seen that they've moved the riders out of the sidecar and away from the accident, so fingers crossed they look okay.
They do look okay. I think possibly embarrassment more than anything else. The rider position, incidentally, if you do get a flip over, you're not in too bad a spot. And there we are. No ambulances, no kind of... and you're going to see that incident right now. Check it out. It's about the counterbalancing. Got it all wrong. It was contact as well out there.
Yeah, it's just a little bit cold tyres. You just see him turn in there. You just see about middle of the pack. You just see just there, just going into the corner, just spun out. Tyre smoke everywhere, and the chair spins over, and the rider's actually trapped underneath. They're pulling that away now, so that's okay. At least they're good. That's Team Sidecar number 91. They're actually French team.
Yeah, Robert Porret, Rob and Vincent, brothers, in fact. Unlucky for them, as they hit the gravel, it was exactly at the wrong side. If it come in at the other side of the sidecar, they'd have survived it, no problem at all. Maybe even have got going. But yeah, expensive business as well, repairing these sort of machines. They're all small outfits that take part in sidecar racing. Very much almost like a clubbers event, even at this level, Terry.
Yeah, but fantastic.
It's a tight family.
Fantastic engineers, these guys.
Yeah,
they build these things up, you know. Normally they build these things up in their own workshops, and you tend to find a sidecar racer, and teams are amazing engineers, and they put these things are so nicely put together. Sometimes you look at them in awe when you see them in the paddock, you know. And the Birchells at the moment out in the lead. They're way out in a class of their own, aren't they? They're pulling away about half a second a lap or so, and in third position we've got Pavarinta.
Beautiful drift
slide
down the corner there. Absolutely glorious as they came out of the Dunlop chicane, round La Chapelle and back into business, heading for Musée and the rest of it. These guys as well, let's not forget, we're talking about, they had an accident in the British Championship, and this machine is now back on song, clearly. Look at that, absolutely.
Bum sliding on the floor.
Magnificent counterbalancing. They're on form at the moment. They've been winning just about everything. It was the start of the season where Pavarinta and Hani got the jump on everybody. They're running third at the moment. That's good enough for them to take the title, unfortunately, for the Birchall brothers. But winning Le Mans, it'll be a big feather in their cap nonetheless.
It will be. Yet there's plenty of the race to go on yet. We've got another 15 laps or so to go. So you know, anything can happen, you know, and the Pavarinta will be worried about this leading the championship. Will be worried about you know, anything going wrong with that machine.
Pekka and Adolf, they've actually selected their their first names. Unfortunately for them, maybe they couldn't fit Hani and Pavarinta on the graphic. But anyway, we'll stick with Pekka and Adolf for now. Addy, he likes to be called, incidentally, Mr. Hani. There you go. I don't know why. He's running in third place at the moment, but it looks like in their sights they've got Stenhauer and Hawes, Ashley Hawes at the moment. Ashley, the passenger, on board the 2 BMW, and this is a gap that's closing.
Yeah, do you know what? I can't see them attacking second best position, really, because what's the point? I mean, okay, yeah, it'd be nice to finish second, but to finish on the podium at the end and win the World Championship would be great. Well, I think they realise that the Birchells are quite a bit quicker than what they are, and they're going to have to up their game for next year.
Almost, there's kind of one comfortable speed out there, though, and it's what you cruise at, and they're so efficient, Pavarinta and Hani, that they don't really want to knock it back a bit because they'll fall into a zone where they're not really mapped for it.
Yeah.
They're so successful and adept at this sort of thing. But what you're seeing now, for them, could well be a cruise, but albeit very, very close to their maximum.
I'll tell you now, yeah, they'll be going probably the maximum speed through the turns and everything, but, you know, Parinta will actually be short-shifting that bike through the turns and trying to make sure that it looks after itself, the engine looks after itself, and he's not going to tax it too much, more than he has to anyway, because the last thing he wants now is to break down. And the best thing for these guys that they want is for him to break down so they can win the World Championship. But they're doing all they can. The Birchall brothers are out in the lead. The boys from Mansfield are doing a great job. I mean, they've got so much more speed than everyone seemed to have anyway, and it looks like they're trying to. I mean, if I was the Birchall brothers, what I would do is probably back up, take a chance, and back these riders up. So the number 2 machine and the World Championship leaders are starting to battle with each other.
Forced to fight.
You never know.
Yeah.
One of them may take each other out, or there could be a mistake made, and that would be quite a good idea, perhaps.
Now just watch Ashley House on the back here. Ashley Hawes. He's the passenger on Jorg Stenhausen. Now watch when he readjusts himself. He's too ragged. He's bouncing all over the place. Now you compare him in a few moments' time to Tom Birchall, who is smooth as silk in the way he moves around the machine.
One of the reasons for that could be, I mean, I don't know, I'm not an expert on this, oh, look at that big slide there, fantastic, is that although this bike looks a little bit more, this sidecar looks a little bit more aerodynamic, there may not be quite as much room on it, so that the passenger can't jump around quite as much as what he can, say, on the Birchall brothers bike. And you see on the inside wheel there, just lifting up, and the bike sliding sideways. Look at that. Look at the slow-mo. Look at the rider's hand, the passenger's hands right down near he's trying to get his weight all over the inside wheel to stop it from turning up, trying to get as much traction as he can. You can see that wheel just coming off the ground and accelerating hard here. Probably about 200 plus horsepower coming through these bikes. It's amazing that what goes on. And actually, it looks like Birchall brothers are backing off slightly.
Now, just watch how smooth Tom is. I think it might have been a bit unkind to Ashley Hawes. I think the rear view there was Adolf Harney, in fact, and they do enough to lead the championship. Let's be careful.
Look how smooth it is.
Yeah, that is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit more room on that bike, though, I've got to say. But saying that, these boys are awesomely quick.
Yeah, they are. Makes you wonder as well if they just had a better start to the season, what they'll be thinking of right now.
And the chair
tightly back.
And the chair looks like it's handling better as well, because the actual the rear wheel wasn't lifting up. As you say, Colton, it's good, good call there, and the inside wheel's not lifting up, and they look very, very smooth, don't they?
Yeah, he needs some smaller leathers by the looks of things. He shed some weight.
He's obviously lost some weight trying to get help his brother do some better times.
Exactly, but you know the way the wind is catching his leathers on the back between his shoulder blades, he's going to feel like he's getting whipped out there.
Number 72's got to come in by the look of it.
Oh dear, well, it's Team SLR, that's Laurie Scott and James Neve, and that's not what we want. Oh dear, did they swap places before the start?
Might be a jump start.
Jump start, that's the only thing I can think. Yeah, absolutely, and there we are. Oh, that's a real shame for the boys. Yeah, a real shame. Just checking on where they are running as we stand. They did get a good start because they're running in 10th spot at the moment, but it's going to come to naught. Looks like they're going to have a drive-through, I'm afraid.
Oh, up the inside there. No, it didn't quite work.
Well, I don't know what they're being seeded for at the moment, but I think it must simply have been a jump start. We'll maybe get a replay of the start in a few moments.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like there's any problems with the actual chair. You know, it doesn't look like there's anything hanging off or any smoke coming out of it. So yeah, a bit of a downer really. One of the Brits, I think it's one of the 2 Brits that are actually here. 1, 2. Actually, it's not. It's 4 of them there. 4 Brits here. So.
There we go. Well, this is a fantastic performance by the Smooth Brothers, I think we're allowed to call them now. Fantastic performance by Ben Birchall, who is twisting on the power, and Tom Birchall, his brother, who is the passenger, who we've been admiring for the smoothness of his agility, and it's helping them to post a decent gap here. The BMW, though, staying in touch. The 44 championship leader in 3rd.
I think but what?
He should have stepped off at Ducati though, because there'd be no excuses there. There'd be no regrets. He could have. Oh, hello. Oh, goodbye.
That's number 10. Number 10.
No, number 18.
Is it 18?
Yeah, it is. It's the GK Racing.
I think number 10 as well.
Uwe Gurk and Alex Kolsch. Let's have a look. Oh, this is the
Team
contact.
Stoyer.
Whoa! There you are. Well, it's a rip-off, and unfortunately the pair of them have been compromised big time. Ooh. Lost the passenger at speed. Shows you how dangerous this game is. Goodness gracious. Well, they've got the stretchers here, but I think it's only precautionary. Back on his feet. Thank goodness for that. Everyone all right. It's not handshakes though, and it will be Christmas card lists amended, I think, after that one. What a shame.
Yeah, it looks like the passenger's okay. He's up and anyway. May have. I mean, it sounds a bit callous, but he may have broken his arm or fractured something. But at least his head's okay, and he's his spine's okay. At least he got up anyway. So that's the main thing. We don't like to see anyone get hurt in any of these races, and but that was a nasty incident, wasn't it?
Yeah, real shame for Stoyer and Kurtz, to be honest. The young Dutch team. They are only youngsters. They were the 10 machine. I don't know whether it was their fault. We got too tight an angle on that, but it looks like they were going up the inside, maybe in room that wasn't there. They were hoping for some decent results to actually help their cause as far as the championship is concerned, and it looks like that is at an end. Yeah, they were having a decent run late on in the season. I'd like to see them take a bit more of a step forward, but it's not going to happen now. They've been getting some good results as well of late. Not their day, I'm afraid, and Uwe and Axel, Gurk and Kolsch, likewise for GK Racing, both out right now, and we've had a call in as well for Team SLR after what we believe is a jump start. Good news for the Brits out front though. You can see it's getting a bit skittery out there. Tyre life on these machines does generally tend to last a bit longer. I don't know whether they actually build it into the rubber because it is that sort of club-based sport, even though we say that. We don't need to mean to diminish this Sidecar World Championship, because that's exactly what it is right now. But they're running beautifully here, and it looks like they are marshalling their machine to perfection. Look at that gap. It's proper, and it's by design. Ben and Tom leading at the moment from the BMW of Stenhauser and Ashley Howes, who's doing a great job. Then we have the championship leaders, Hani and Pamarita, and still the conversations go on as to whose fault it was out there. A lot riding on this. It's a massive letdown, especially if it's not your fault. These are our leaders by a country mile, but is it enough for the title? Don't think so. They have just set the quickest sector time out there. They're doing a superb job, the Birchall brothers. They're doing everything they can. There's nothing more they can do except for take a gamble and just start backing into those behind them, but they're strutting their stuff here.
Oh yeah, they are. I think they're just content on winning this race. Really, they've proved that they're the fastest team out there for the last 6 races or so, and they're going to just go out and try and win this race. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I guess that the championship leaders in 3rd place at the moment are just be listening to that engine and thinking, hope there's not a noise, and because they've got to finish this race. If they don't finish, the Birchall brothers will win the World Championship. So, I mean, the Birchall brothers have done exactly what they need to do and win the race, and they can't do any more, really.
That's absolutely right. Just a lap vehicle behind them, incidentally, if you're wondering. The Birchall brothers at the moment in an amazing dominant form. In fact, that's Doc's Racing. We have had even more attrition while we've been looking out there. Thought it was lap, but not a bit of it, Terry. Well, this bodes. Just waiting for the timing screen to actually catch up with us at the moment. Yeah. That is Becker and Hock that have actually taken a move forward here. What has happened to Steinhauser and Hawes, and more importantly, Pavarynta and Hani? Waiting for this to come through, but the 12 machine is making great advances and is starting to plough through the field here. Wow, we wait with bated breath.
Yeah, lovely lines there. The Birchall brothers going through Dunlop turn and into Dunlop chicane, and see the inside wheel lifting off the ground. A lovely slide just on the exit, just faultless. I got to say, the lines are absolutely beautiful. Just going into La Chapelle, sliding the outfit down into the turn. Looks like great fun. I've got to say, I wouldn't want to be a passenger, but I would love to have a ride of one of these things. I bet they're great fun to ride.
Yeah, I'd just like to apologise to all of you. I've just made extremely worried. We're looking at the battle for fourth place just a moment ago. I was foxed. There we are. But we have got Birchall brothers out front right now, and it's as you were with Hawes and Steinhausen.
Yeah,
I'm worrying everybody here.
I know, you're worrying me, that's for sure. Yeah, they're out there, and they've done the second fastest lap, actually, the Birchall brothers. They're actually second behind York Steinhausen. York Steinhausen done a 41.9 a couple of laps ago, so he's going quick again, but I think the gap's just too much. The Birchall boys are so smooth. You can just see Steinhausen coming into the shot there. They've got this one under control by the look of it.
So, once again, apologies. We're just watching Becker and Hock were busy battling with Delanoy and Lavorel for fourth place. It's 1, 2, 3 as you were, so you'll just have to excuse us or abuse us. It's your choice. Looking at Hani, the passenger, and Pavarinta, the championship leaders at the moment, running in third place. You know, that's all they've got to do, Terry.
Yeah,
and they are champions.
Definitely, yeah, that's all they need to do. Well, and it's a nice way to finish win the World Championship on the podium as well. You know, having I mean, obviously they'd love to have won this race, but why take the chance? You know, they haven't got the speed of the Birchall brothers, and you know, it's no point in them taking that chance anyway. So. Yeah, all looking good for them so far.
Just hoping in here on Stenhouse and
Ashley. Bit wide there, bit wide.
There we are, shake of the head as well from Ashley. Wasn't happy with that.
No, big lump of rubber come off the tyre, so anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he is doing
sliding around a lot.
It is chattering a lot. It's not down to Ashley Hawes, by the way. I don't know whether his shake of the head is a sort of a word to Jorg Steinhausen about his thoughts, but there you go. He is 50ping some of these corners, you know.
He is, yeah. You know, all it takes is I mean, these tyres starting to get hot now and starting to slide around a bit. All it takes is a puncture, and then they're out.
It's slewing a bit, so maybe we were in fact too unkind to Ashley Hawes. Is doing a fantastic job out there. It was Adi Hani that we were looking at as a passenger when we were saying was slightly ragged, but Jorg Steinhausen is not making Ashley's life easy at all. So 7 laps to go, and this is a busy one. It is ragged. It's getting very ragged. It's an uncomfortable place to be on the back of a machine that's not teed up beautifully, and that's the case. Jorg Steinhausen is a pretty handy sidecar racer, but at the moment he's looking all over the place. Compare and contrast, if you will. A little bit further back. That's Adi Hani at the back. I think he's the weak link in. Nice, very nice. They are. It's happening. Oh, you see, even front end as well. It's not planted at all. Well, we were talking about tyres. I was talking about degradation and playing credit to them and saying that they could go a long way, but they've clearly put an awful lot in here. It's exactly what you were saying, Terry. This is very much a stop-start kind of circuit that they're dealing with. Maybe it just doesn't suit them that much.
No, as I said before, you know, the BMW engine of the second place riders are he's a quick top end sort of engine, whereas the Suzuki here is good for mid-range, but they don't seem to have that outfit set up as well as the Birchall boys, do they? You know, it really is, as you say, foot bitting all the way around the corners. Foot bitting is kind of like where the machine goes sideways, slides, grips and straightens, and it's not actually going around in a smooth manner like you see the leaders. The leaders are just not putting a foot wrong, and the lines are great, but this is very bitty. You've got a retirement here. Can't see the number, quite see the number there.
Yeah, can't quite check it out, but
that's
no,
number 72.
This is the ride through that was called.
Yeah, it must have been the jump start.
Yeah, that's the only thing we can think. Straight through the pits at designated speed, ceding lots of positions, and it's a real shame for the boys, to be honest. Team SLR, it's Scott Lorry and James Neve giving it a good go, but unfortunately they may get called back in for that, you know.
Yeah, maybe. I think they've served their punishment.
I think they possibly have, but the commissaires here at Le Mans are extraordinarily strict.
Especially if you're British.
Yes, exactly.
Enough said.
Well, we won't go there. The 16 Sidecar at the moment is a picture of performance. This is benchmark stuff they're producing right now. Smooth as silk, it seems, throughout. Look at that. Well, maybe slightly ragged as they come out, but we're deep in, you know, 4 laps remaining.
That's right.
And they have been just a class apart today.
Yeah, that's right. The bike's sliding around a little bit more, and it's going to happen anyway because the tyres are getting hot now. But yeah, they've been brilliant, haven't they?
Absolutely glorious. They're heading for victory. It's not going to be the championship, but they're going to take Le Mans. Lovely conditions here at Le Mans. We're expecting it to be flat, light throughout. Apparently no chance of rain this weekend. Normally weather forecasters, especially in the UK, tend to have a bit of guesswork out there, but not a bit of it in this part of the world. And that is a lapped vehicle. The 31 is just on the drift ever so slightly. Great battles raging on though for podium positions, and in fact it's Laurel and Deonoy. I keep dissing these guys. Just getting through is the Becker and Hawk. It's been a good battle between those two, and Becker and Hawk have finally made the bridge here.
If the viewers notice at home as well, I was saying about their bums or their bottoms dragging on the floor going through some of the corners. You'll just see, if you look on the back of the levers, the riders' levers, the passengers' levers, sorry, there's like a sliding pad, like a knee slider type thing, you know, and you just see that there, and they use that. They actually scrape on the ground, scrape their bums on the ground. Just see it there, just dragging his bum on the ground as he goes across the curbs and across the tarmac at 100 odd miles an hour. So stops their bums getting too hot, I guess.
There we are. It is indeed the battle for 4th place, and it's been raging on for some time, and you can see a lot of pickup as well on that. And in fact, he's dropped something here.
Something.
Not just a position. That looks like an issue, because that's clean away for Delannoy and Laurel. What on earth went on there?
It was either a bit of a tyre or could have been a bit of a hand grip for the passenger, possibly.
Well, if it is that hand grip, there's no way back, I'm afraid. You need every part of it. I've seen there's a few of them actually got little cubby holes that they hold on to, and others have got streamlined handles. Here's a cubby hole shot.
Yeah, I want Velcro.
I want compensation. Yeah, I might be looking for it after this one, I tell you. Yes, the light here is flaring off the nose of these vehicles, and that is not a happy place to be. Look at that. We are right at the end of the tyre life, it seems, at the end of this game. And what a match it's turned out to be. That battle for 4th place has now, unfortunately, got the better of Becker and Hawk, who've lost a spot. And now it's down to Laurel Delannoy. Now then, let's have a look. What came off?
It's just something underneath. It looks like a... You know what? That looks like a lump of rubber. I think
the suspension.
Maybe it could be something off the suspension. Yeah. Maybe a bottom out. You know, bottom out. Oh, is it? Oh, I don't know.
Maybe somebody got frightened. I don't know, but it was a lump of something. But there you go. The 11 Sidecar of Delannoy and Lavarelle is up to 4th place. It's a lockout, it seems, of pure performance between Ben.
He might have lost his. Sorry, they might have lost the slider off his bum. I don't know. It could have been that.
May well have been, because it happened just on the textured curve, and to be honest, he was hanging out at that point. It was the other side. It was the other side. No, I don't know.
It was definitely something.
It was. That we're sure about. It was something. There we are. Well, we are getting through back markers at long last. So yeah, the commentary's finally caught up with the action on the other way around. So apologies for that earlier on. Battle for 4th place, but it is over now. And Becker and Hawk, something. I believe it was. I think it was something from the suspension system that actually just took out, because they just did not have it after that at all. The 11 Sidecar is running in 4th place. We're still staying with them, but Ben Birchall and Tom Birchall are in a happy place, and here they are on the 16 Sidecar, and this What a way to end a season for these guys. They have been the quickest, they have been the ones to beat. Of late they've been unbeatable, and they're proving it once again here at Le Mans. You know, that is a glorious looking machine, isn't it?
It is, and look at the sponsors on the side of the sidecar as well. They're showing up so well, aren't they? There's so much room on the sidecar to actually you know, show off the sponsors, and obviously given their Virtual Brothers got some good sponsors there supporting them, and just a shame that they had 2 DNFs this year. If they hadn't have had them, I'm sure that they would have won this championship.
You can see as well from the head movement just the G-forces that are involved. You say you've not been on one of these, Terry?
You keep saying that because someone's going to ask me if I want to have a go on one. I'm sure that.
Would you like to have a go on one?
I'd like to ride one. Yeah, it'd be quite good. But I've raced cars as well, and bikes. So I guess it's in between the two. I would have thought, but I don't know. Probably more so a motorcycle, but. Yeah, it would be quite interesting. hooking
up with our championship leaders. Harney on the is the passenger. Piper Inter is our the man who is going to be taking is the first hand on the trophy, I guess you might say. Looking a bit further down the order as well to do some honour to our French friends, Claude Vinet and his brother Cyril. Nice one. He's on the back. Out front. It is still, though, the Virtual Brothers. We haven't seen too much of them. Not surprised. Maybe a bit of jealousy. Not quite sure. But Piper Inter, there he is, doing a great job. And you're looking at him and his friend Adolf. They are going to be saluting when they get on the podium later on, because this Sidecar World Championship is going to belong to them. Ashley Hawes doing a fantastic job on board the Steinhausen BMW in second place. Thank you very much, she says, sailing through. That's a nice relaxed form to be in. You get a podium at Le Mans, so you get to see the crowd worshipping at your feet, but you also pick up the Sidecar World Championship to boot.
Fantastic. Looks like they've settled in a bit as well. They're a bit more smooth now, and looks like they're kind of relaxed into a decent rhythm.
Yeah, they most certainly are. You're live here on Motors TV. It is the Sidecar World Championship final, and I think we're heading for the final lap right now as well. And so it is about the Virtual Brothers, Ben and Tom. It's their game. At the moment, there is nobody to beat this pair. They've ridden adversity. They've come back from the disappointment, and indeed the damage from the British Championship. Got a rebuild, and it was no canoe project for the Cub Scouts. I tell you, that machine looks absolutely wonderful, and so has been their performance today.
It has been. It's been faultless, hasn't it? Yeah, they got the whole shot from the start. Perfect start. Got away. Sensible on colder tyres. Bedded the sidecar in and get everything working really well. The passenger's been great, smooth, looking cool as a cucumber, and you know, both of them have just been faultless, I've got to say. It's been a joy to watch. The lines of the machine through the corners been great.
Yeah, absolutely superb. It is two entirely different skill sets that need to be married in order to produce a championship, or indeed race-winning performance. And these guys, absolutely beautiful. They look like they're on their own here, and they are. They're a class apart today. Genius at work, I think you might say. Strange to see the colour balance difference between the two cameras. Suddenly red becomes orange, but nonetheless, the line awaits, and these are the boys. Ben Birchall and his brother Tom win Le Mans and finish as runners-up in the championship, provided that Pavarita can come across the line in just a few moments' time. This is Steinhausen and Ashley Hawes on the BMW, runners-up here at Le Mans. And there are our championship winners punching the air. Thank you very much. Good handshake between the pair of them. It was Adolf with his arm aloft, and it was Pavarinta who has driven this one home beautifully. What a phenomenal performance it's been by that pairing, and they are our champions. These guys, I suspect they may well be our champions next year. Runners-up in the championship, but winners at Le Mans. Bravo and chapeau to the Birchall brothers.
A happy family as well. You know, I'm sure there'll be some partying going on tonight.
There certainly will. Well, it's the place to be. Back in their garage. They're all small run operations, these, don't forget. Jörg Steinhausen Second place at Le Mans. That's a terrific result for them, and of course they are on the championship podium as well. Well, a real shame for James Neve and Scott Laurie as well. Debutants here at Le Mans, and things just not going their way, and unfortunately for them, fourth place in the championship, and it looks like Hock and Becker may well overtake them, courtesy of their ride through. And there they are, the 72 machine, not happy at all. Didn't even look like they were talking to each other.
No, they actually getting pushed back, I think, by the Steinhausen team, so which is nice of them. But yeah, Virtual Brothers just taking in the adulation at the chicane, and we've got Pavarinta flying the Swiss flag.
And why not? Pavarinta of Finland, and Adolf Hani, his Swiss passenger. What a performance by them. They are the champions, and there you are. I was going to say they printed this up beforehand, but it looks like somebody's just done it for them. And I think it might be lipstick. There's going to be a lot of kissing going on by the time they get back. Fantastic. They are our world champions. Congratulations, of course, for Ben Birchall and Tom, his brother, who have won here. You get it all here. Magnificent bit of showboating, and why not? Well, that was Philipp Grubmuller and Christian Weissenberger. Christian Weissenberger was the acrobat who was hanging upside down there. Who says the Germans haven't got a sense of humour?
You just see the Steinhausen boys pushing back the number 72's Team SLR, Laurie Scott and
he's pushing
James
his feet
Neve
as well. How sweet is that?
Scott Laurie and James Neve. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's good. It's good to see that camaraderie going on with these sidecar boys. You know, I mean, bike racing in general, most people get on really well. They come from some similar backgrounds and enjoy each other's company. But especially these boys, you know, the sidecar boys do like to party and do like to enjoy themselves, and really are, you know, they take their racing seriously, of course, but they do enjoy themselves as well, which is nice to see.
Well, while we're here, let's just spare a thought, shall we, for Sandor Pol. It is a dangerous game. It's probably why the community is so tight as well. Tragically, of course, passenger lost his life in the World Champion event in Assen. Yeah, the Sandor Pol, unfortunately, losing his life. It was Stefan Kaiser, his driver. And it just shows you, Terry, danger's never far away from this game.
Well, motorcycle racing in general is a dangerous game, you know. You tend to, sometimes you get these freaky accidents. We've seen a huge accident at the beginning of this race, and the guys turn over and actually get buried into the sand, and yet they were still, you know, they were still okay. So it is unusual we get deaths in this sport, but it does happen sometimes, as it does in lots of other sports as well. And yeah, so our you know, we'd like to just say sorry to the families, and yeah, it's a tough one.
It is, but today has been a glorious day as well, and Steinhausen and Ashley Hawes doing a great job, runners up on the day. These are the boys.
Hey.
Oh, they'll be heading back to Mansfield, and if you're watching locally down there on the South Yorkshire-Derbyshire borders,
what a place to win, as well, at the Mont. Fantastic, the last
fabulous.
race.
Great guys, and great team, and great things expected of them as well, let's not forget. And there is Delanoy and Lavorel, who come home in fourth place today. He can't help himself, can he? On the monster machine. It is apparently a Viper. In fact,
that's upside down, or
it's Christophe Bay and Christian Chéniaud, I beg your pardon, who are doing that. So there you are, yet another misidentification. I'm collecting them, you know. Birchall Racing then doing the business out of the Bugatti circuit. Fabulous. Stenhausen in runners-up, and Team Suzuki Finland. Well, they have done it. It is Pekka Päivärinta and Adolf Hani who are champions, the world champions indeed. courtesy of a podium finish here today at Le Mans.
He's no lightweight either, is he? The Adolf. He's quite a big lad.
Yeah, sort of SpongeBob they call him, apparently.
Is that right?
Yes, he's nice and square. He bowls around at the back there and does a proper job. Look at him. He is a
sturdy boy, isn't he?
He's a powerful package. I think you'll put it that way. Yeah, fantastic. Does a proper job. Does a World Championship winning job, actually.
Yes.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed it. We certainly have. We're going to be taking a break in our broadcast in around about 10 minutes' time, and then, of course, we will be back with you.
Yeah.
Terry, for the big one.
That's right, yeah. And if anyone wants to loan us a sidecar, I'll be the driver and Colton can be the passenger. And if you want to see a sturdy character go around at a racetrack, just come and watch us. And it's not me that's a sturdy character.
Yeah, to be honest, I think you'll need a sidecar plus trailer if you're going to get me in there, but I'll look forward to it. Oh dear. So we've got a brief hiatus, well, not too brief, Terry, and then we're going to be back for the start of the Le Mans 24 Hours motorcycle race. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to watch the sidecar boys going at it, and yeah, excellent. Can't wait.
There's our world champions. We've already seen the Birchall brothers who have delivered today, and so will we. I do hope you'll join us later on today. It will be 1:30 UK time with the race starting at 2, so we have a nice entree for you as the Le Mans 24 Hours begins. We'll have some breaks along the way, incidentally, within the 24 hours. However, we will, of course, be keeping you in touch with everything. If you'd like, incidentally, to spare us your thoughts, please feel free to do so. It's at Carlton Kirby or at...
it's at Terry Rymer 7.
There we are. Look the spellings up yourself. TERRYRYMER and then the number 7. That's it. I won't tell you where he first met Barry Sheen, but he had to wash his hands afterwards. Thanks for your company, incidentally. It's been superb. Great result for the Birchall brothers. Victorious here. And congratulations, of course, to our world champions, just crowned, Pavarinta and Hani. We'll see you later.